Guys, this is Sean from HZad Education, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the CELPIP material since a lot of you have been asking about it. Now, we do provide you material for all four modules, speaking, reading, listening, writing, and we do this with our classes. That's one thing I want to tell you guys. The free material that we provide is available on my YouTube channel. If you simply go type on my YouTube channel, HZad Education material, you'll find a 3-minute video, I believe, and that has all the links in the description. Those links really are key for you to passing your exam because those links will have templates for writing and speaking, which will have everything you need, all the words and sentences you can copy paste and use and get a great result. So that's what you need mainly to really know the strategy. As for your practice, we do not provide free material. We provide them as part of our paid classes. There are really two sources of material if you consult me. One is Paragon. You go to paragon.ca, you can get all the material there. CELPIP makes their own material. Then the second source is the materials made by institutes, which no institute unfortunately provides for free. With us as well, you get them as part of our classes. Now, the material you get as part of our classes with our teachers is worth more than $250 if you buy it in the market. So if you simply want to buy it, it's better you take classes so you can get that, and also the value of a teacher with feedback. So you save a lot actually if you think about it, if you take a few hours. However, today I'm not here to push classes. I'm here to tell you guys how you can study without paying anything. Classes is just a really good option, but here's what you can do without paying a cent. First of all, you shouldn't be concerned about writing and speaking preparation on your own. It's really detrimental if you do that. The only writing and speaking preparation you should do is go online, type CELPIP free sample test. You will get 1 or 2 tests from the Paragon website. That's really all you should use to understand the format. But if you prepare on that on your own, at home, you're writing letters and essays and speaking to a mirror, you don't know if you're doing the right thing and making that practice better, or you might be using the wrong strategy, and if you keep repeating it, you'll make it worse. So unless you take proper guidance, lessons with us or anyone else, unless you take a proper teacher, don't study them on your own because you might make it worse. What you can do though is study the grammar and vocabulary, just sharpen your English skills on your own, and that will help with writing and speaking. But don't make your own format because you might be making the wrong format. The best thing you can do is study my templates, and that will help you in improving that. So for the questions for writing and speaking, again, there's not much available online, and you shouldn't even practice on your own without lessons. The thing you can practice on your own is reading and listening. And once again, you would have to, for CELPIP format, you would have to pay money. However, if you simply switch and use the IELTS material, this is the key for you to not pay anything and still study in the CELPIP format. How? Well, let's talk about listening. Listening in CELPIP is based on the format where you listen first, you take notes, and then you see the questions. In IELTS, it's different. In IELTS, you listen and you have questions in front of you, and you can answer questions as you listen, and then the next set of questions comes up. So there's no break in between. So what you have to do simply is go on YouTube, type IELTS listenings. There are tons of them. There's so much material for free for IELTS because it's just been around longer. Okay, so you type that on YouTube, you'll find tons of videos on IELTS. Click on any one. So what will happen in IELTS is they'll give you a few questions 1 to 6. They expect you to answer as you listen, and then they pause, then they give you the next set of questions, and so on. All you gotta do is listen to questions 1 to 6. Don't look at the questions, okay? Just listen to them. Don't look at the questions. Take notes instead. And when they pause the video as well, and use your notes to answer the questions. This is doing IELTS listening in the CELPIP format. If you do this, it's way more difficult because let me tell you, in IELTS listening, they ask you to put a specific word, a specific date. So your memory retention should be top notch. Of course, when you're taking notes, this will push you to write more and more notes so you can be ready for any type of question. And again, now you play the video, they'll give you the other set of questions, maybe 4 more questions. Listen to them, take notes, and then pause the video, answer the questions. You're now having access to tons of material available online, and you're doing that simply in the CELPIP format. That's the easiest thing you can do for listening. For reading, IELTS reading has a bunch of different questions. CELPIP reading has just multiple choice questions, and it has the matching paragraph questions in part 3. IELTS has lots of them. So where you can find, first of all, IELTS readings is anywhere. You type it on Google, you'll find lots of resources. I personally recommend IELTSexam.net, IELTSexam.net. That's the website. Pretty good website. You will easily have materials without needing to sign up or anything. So once you open a PDF for IELTS reading, you will have true, false, not given questions, fill in the gap questions, and we don't want to do any of those because that's not the CELPIP format. What you have to do is search for the multiple choice questions only in the reading file for the IELTS files. Multiple choice questions, use them, answer those questions. It's going to feel more difficult because the IELTS reading text is huge compared to CELPIP, but it's good, and I'll tell you in a second why it's good. So multiple choice questions are one type of questions you can do. The other type of questions are list of headings and the finding information questions. So in IELTS, you will see a section where they will give you, let's say, 10 headings, and they'll give you 7 paragraphs, and they'll say match the paragraphs with the right heading. So of course, you would have to read the paragraph, get the main idea, match it with the heading. Very similar to part 3 of your CELPIP reading. Okay, so it's the same thing that you're doing here. Then you skip a few more questions, you will see another question which is exactly the same like part 3. They'll give you a bunch of sentences and a bunch of paragraphs, and they'll say match. Which information is mentioned in which paragraph? This is exactly like part 3 in CELPIP. So there is no reason why you shouldn't study IELTS material for this part as well as multiple choice questions. This again is hard, and now I'm going to tell you why it's hard. A lot of students, most of the students, they take usually about 25 hours of classes with us, and with that we have tons of material to provide them. They never run out. Some students are weak though. Sometimes they need 50 hours or even more in some cases. And once again, we make our own material, but sometimes CELPIP material is just unfortunately limited. So what I'm telling you guys here is not something that I just whipped up right now. This is something that we actually practice with our students. When our CELPIP material runs out, we use the difficult IELTS material in the CELPIP format, and it frustrates the students, it stresses the students because it is much harder. It's way harder to do it that way. But here's the thing, when it's so hard and they're trying to get answers for these kinds of exercises, when they go in the exam, they come back and they say, that was easy. Okay, so once you practice the hard stuff, the real stuff will look very easy. And that's why I also recommend IELTS much more over CELPIP material. So in a way, it's actually really beneficial. All you got to do is keep the CELPIP format in your head. That is there. There's a free sample test online. You can check it out. So with that format in mind, you're doing your IELTS stuff, sharpening your skills, paying $0, and finding the actual CELPIP exam easy once you get to it, because this is the hard way to do it, but also the cheap way to do it, and again, a proven way to work. It's something that has worked for students for ages. So I really recommend it, and I hope that can save you some money. It can give you some good practice. If you have any questions, and if you want to be interested in our classes, you want more information about it and see what we do, you can always email me, you can always comment. Email is always in the description. If you have any other questions also, let me know. I hope this video helps, and thank you guys. Please subscribe, consider subscribing if you find value, and consider liking and sharing as well. Thank you, and take care.